Yeah, 'cause it was really long. I've never seen a
Yeah.
prologue that lasts that many hours. A prologue is usually like 45 minutes,
Right.
if and that's considered long. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
nah, this one was like almost 3 hours. Like I said, it almost got to the point where I literally forgot that was the prologue. I thought us doing the mission. I thought it was a part of the game. I thought we were just going further into the game, but the way that it turned out after the prologue is actually
It definitely
a
opens up.
it opens up and it's a very interesting game. But we're going to get into that a little bit
Hmm.
later with our first impressions. All right, everybody, this is First and Framerates episode 198. Myself, DJ 81. Bills is a little bit under the weather tonight. He's not going to be here, but we are 2 episodes away from 200. And like I said, I want to do something special for 200. DJ came up with an idea. I have another one of my own that we're going to do. And hopefully it'll come to fruition. Pretty much this weekend, I will know for certain if I'll be able to pull it off. And if that's the case, my main thing is I will say, if you're listening to this after we are live or you come in later, please, 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 I highly recommend you to come to the 200 episode because it's going to be a big celebration. A lot of good things are going to be going on, and hopefully you guys will come around to be a part of it. Other than that, today we're going to talk about CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077, their refund problem that they have on their hands, as well as our first impressions of the game, because I know a lot of people was looking at the game sideways because the game was looking at them sideways, and we're going to talk about that. And also, we're going to talk about EA Sports picking up Codemasters, which I'm going to reserve my thoughts about it. But on the surface, I don't like it because I am a big fan of Codemasters. I've been talking about Codemasters for a long time. I've been talking about Codemasters when nobody else was talking about Codemasters. But we're going to get into that, and I'm going to tell you why I love Codemasters and what they do with their company, and why EA picking them up could be potential disaster. Other than that, we're going to do our intros. DJ, how have you been this weekend?
Oh, this week was pretty good. It kind of got a little hairy during that Washington game for the second half. We were holding on for our dear lives to survive the 49ers. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Quiet. Got some gaming in, particularly Cyberpunk. And yeah, I'm just ready for these topics.
Okay, yeah. Same here, man. That's the same thing I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of Codemasters. If you haven't seen me already on my Twitch channel, the link is down in the description. I've been streaming the game. Played a little bit of Battlefield last night. Really, really rusty because I haven't been playing with mouse and keyboard for a while. Because I mostly played a slower pace game in Insurgency. So I had to get my bearings under me. I did okay, pretty much. Half and half. Not a beast in the game, never claimed to be, but I had a lot of fun. We had a couple of wins, which was cool. So I'm gonna be streaming a lot of stuff, over there, and maybe
And
I really need to do a video about that. But what you about to say,
and
DJ?
and just to add on to that announcement, I downloaded Battlefield 4 on my PC. So you got a partner, son.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So that'll work. I'm not sure. I think Pooh has it as well. I know G Rob has
He
it.
better have it.
And I know G-Rod has it on PC, so we can have a legit 4 to 5 man squad if we want to do that. So that'd be great. Quaface said Battlefield 4 on PS4 is popping. I'm actually surprised because it died at one time. So maybe people just got fed up and decided to go back.
And then one thing I want to say to Quaface: build a PC.
I think he has one. I'm not.
Wait.
No, we know he
Don't
has a
wait
laptop. He has a
2
laptop.
years. But don't wait. Don't literally wait 2 years to wait to get Cyberpunk. I'm like, if you get it on PC, the whatever is that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna talk about that on our first impressions. I mean, PC is pretty much it's
where it's
very
at.
much playable. It has its little bugs, so we're not saying that
Mhm.
it's not bug free, but it's good enough and it runs very well on there. And I've been throttling the game a little bit, and I had to scale back a few things because it's just that bad optimized. I was playing basically like 1080p at 144, and it's basically throttling with the high frame rate, so I had to scale it back. I can obviously I did a benchmark. I can basically run it at 1440 and 4K, but at 4K with my rig is around maybe 40 to 45 frames, and on 1440p I can do around about 55. But 1080p I can do 60 and above. But
Mhm.
the main thing about it, I guess we can get into the first impressions before we get to the refund part. The main thing is that when you're playing in the open world, you can definitely see the drops when you're playing in open world because everything else is fine. The gameplay when you're playing in close quarters, you're shooting and all that stuff. It works. I mean, it runs very well. But when you're out in the open world, you got more people moving, cars moving, stuff is flying and stuff. So it does dip. Even in 1080p, it dips. So it's a mess. They said they're gonna patch it. They're gonna fix it because you look at the recommendations of that game. That game, you should have no problem running that game based on what the recommendations are. I mean, they're very low. So for me to have my PC the way it's built, and for it to be throttling, under 60 frames at 1440p, that's a problem. But other than that, the game I love the game. I'm having fun with it. I like the story. It does get a little bit. It does get a little bit boring after a while because it's so much talking. But if you really understand the story and all the ins and outs and various branches that the game goes, this game can easily be a 400 to 500 hour game. It literally can because when you're playing the game, you have the regular missions, but then there's sometimes in one mission you got 3 other missions you can go off on. Like you'll get a phone call in the middle of a mission and it's up to you to go back and check your phone if you want to finish it. Or there's times that you can stop the mission that you're doing and go to that one and then come back and finish that one that you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's so many branches in the game, and I'm afraid that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to try this. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a good thing for them. Maybe it will be. But I think if Grand Theft Auto does this in the way that the pace of that game is, it'll be a situation where you'll probably never finish GTA 6 because their game is more loose when it comes to the linear gameplay. You can tell that Cyberpunk is a linear game. It just gives you branches off of the linear passage. But it's a brilliant way it's done. I like the way it's done. I like the artwork. The artwork is great. The artwork is done so well to the point where you don't necessarily have to have it at a high resolution for it to look good. I mean, they drew the game very well. The colors are nice. If you're playing this game and you got HDR, you're in for a treat. I mean, I'm pretty sure it looks beautiful in HDR. But overall, my first impressions, I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. If you want to see more of it, I will be continuously streaming it. I don't know how long I'm going to stream it. I'm going to probably finish the game and then some because there's so much to do. So that's basically going to be a game that's going to be in the wheel of games that I play on Twitch because I can't see nobody just playing this game and just putting it down after they finish the main story. It's so much to do. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts, DJ?
Well, I like what I've been playing so far. Let me see. I've had to scale it down too because, as you guys know, I have a 1440p monitor. I have no HDR on it, but for me that's a good thing. HDR seems like it's been hit or miss on certain games, so I've been able to play it on 1080p ultra.
Right.
And with smooth frame rate, probably like 60, maybe a little bit above. I can get up to 75 on my current monitor. So
with mine, I've been getting up to about 120. I can play at 120 on mine.
Right. So yeah, there definitely are bugs. I seen one video clip where a car just came flying out of nowhere. So that's why I was chuckling when you were talking about things flying. I was like, somebody was like a car just was flying out of nowhere. I had enemies clip in. Like I actually watched on your stream where the enemy was stuck behind that door.
Yeah, and he was trying to shoot.
Right. I had that happen trying to get out of the. Wait a minute. I can't say too much. You probably know the part because we're actually on the same path. We're both nomads. So when I was watching, I was like, yeah, I remember when I went through that, the one with the RoboCop.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they had enemies, pop in and out. I'm a little disappointed with the NPC AI, especially driving. There's none whatsoever. Like they have one simple thing. It's either move forward or kind of like move. Like the cars don't really move out the way.
So they got the drive club syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I get you.
And it's like there is a lot going on in the game, and definitely if you still have the base consoles, PS4.
Oh my God! Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Keep going.
That's on you. And I hope you do get a refund, but you know damn well you should have never got that game on the base console expecting something from it. So, yeah, it's almost like it's like you would think that the way this game was supposed to be, because remember, this game was supposed to be third person, a whole bunch of other stuff that they had to take out. I don't know if they're ever going to put that stuff back in, but
I'm gonna get to that in a second. Keep going. I'm gonna get to that in a second.
But the way this game is going, it's just like we may not see those features. And some people even talking about, oh, why doesn't it have multiplayer? I'm like, bitch, it's like 400 something hours. It looks like you could.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 is 300 hours.
Right.
The Witcher 3 is 300 hours. This game looked like it's going to be about 400. Dead serious.
And then at the same time, the game coming out buggy, would you want to play this as a multiplayer?
No, absolutely not. No. Hell no. That ain't happening at all.
So I'm like, the RPG element is really good, is really deep. Like
put together. Yeah.
Like ocean deep. Like you got traits on top of traits that you have.
The mechanics of the game and the way they built it is done very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the way the game is performing is the problem. I mean, the way the game is done is one of those top tier games where you can put it up there with the GTA 5, Last of Us 2, because the way it's structured and put together, this is one of the games that should have been up there, but the way this game is put out, is like you're looking at it's almost like if NBA 2K came out with a game that is buggy as NBA Live. That's basically what we're looking at. A game that looks good as 2K, but as buggy as NBA Live.
Yeah, so it's each individual's preference. Like if you go and get the game, I recommend getting it on PC or PS5, Xbox Series X. I would not get it for current gen. That's where most of the focus is right now, as far as like the refunds that we're going to talk about in a few moments.
They even say don't even play the. They didn't even say that they're even saying don't even play it on the Pro or the or the One X. They're saying it's that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
That's why I said the current gen versions, but in particular the base model one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't agree with not playing it on the Pro or the One X, because they say it's pretty good, but people are saying like don't do it. I'm like, well, from what I hear, I mean it gives you a solid 30, but I don't know. It's just. But let's talk about these the base. The base consoles. A lot of people want refunds of the game, and the problem with that is Cyberpunk did not talk to, or they didn't read the policies of the refunds when it comes to the PlayStation Store or the Microsoft Store. So basically, I'm gonna put this on the screen. Before I do that, shout out to everybody who's here. Mr. Ham, yes, I know we lost that game to Appalachian State. That sucks. But we did, in a loss, we got a lot of good recruits. So hopefully the future is bright. Let's see. What's up, Ravens Nation? Haven't seen you in a while. Tadao, appreciate you checking in once again. Love to see you guys. Quaface, I think I said something to you already, but you know, you always here. We love to see you.
Quaface mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Quaface mentioned that he has a laptop. I was like,
yeah, he does. He has one. I don't know how powerful it is, but I mean, I'll say if it's at least a 1060 and under the hood, I think you should get the game. If it's below a 1060, don't get it.
Right.
Complimentary Sports. Yes, I am on Twitch. You can find me at VF Baller. We'll talk about that a little bit. The link is in the description if you don't know. But because so I stream on Twitch. But nevertheless, we're gonna look at this real quick. I'm not gonna read this entire thing, but basically, I'll read the first paragraph for the most part. It says, first of all, we would like to start apologizing to you for not showing the game on the base last gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. So you know what? They knew that this game was like this, and they decided to do this anyway. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PS4 and Xbox One.
Wait,
in other words,
let's stop right there.
That right there, exactly. This right here should have just said, "Hey, we should have delayed the game." Basically, that's basically what they should have said. They should have just delayed the game.
My view on that is that they should not have made this game for current gen. I know they announced it way back in 2012, but come on.
Well, I'm with you on that. If you knew it was going to take this long for this game to come out like this, they should have did basically what NetherRealm did or Warner Brothers did. They just did not put out Mortal Kombat X. They didn't put that out out on the last gen. They said, look, all this is just going on the PS4 and the Xbox One. It would have been no problem to do that. I think Godfall was the same way. Godfall was built for the PS4, but they decided not to put it on there.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like these companies are trying to. I'm like, it seemed like it was a lot smoother last gen, like with the 360 going into PS4 as far as making these games cross generational. But it seems like this one, there's more problems, more issues, more delays surrounding these. Look, I was one of the people that said the consoles themselves should have been released a year later.
That's true. You did say that. You did say that.
So with this game being delayed as many times as it was, it's just like they delayed a game that basically was being made for all these different type of for both generations, and they took a major feature out that was going to be on both generations. But if they hadn't taken that, I feel like they should have kept that feature in and just made it for the PS5 and the Series X and PC, and that was it. Like, don't even think about like.
But could you imagine? Could you imagine the way this game came out? Could you imagine how it would have been if this game was in third person? You would have probably had worse problems.
Actually, you actually do get a taste of it. Go to photo mode and move the camera around while you're trying to do it.
My God.
Do a photo mode, look into a mirror, get in and out the car, you'll see the dip that happens.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like I have a mid-range PC. DJ has a mid-range PC, and we're struggling with it. So I can imagine what it's like for people who are like on PS4. I haven't even looked. I rarely looked at any of the videos, but I can imagine what it's like. And it's a first-person game. If this was a third-person game, it'd have been, oh my God, this would have been worse. Joe Number said they delayed the game about 4 times already. Yeah, they should have continued to do it.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with the game being delayed as many times as it need to be until it comes out. We as gamers, and I know everybody here knows this because it's one of the reasons why you guys come to this podcast. There are plenty of games out here to play. Tons of games out here to play. One game being delayed for a long time is not going to kill the vibe or the joy of your gaming experience. Like, you will be able to play something else until that game comes up. Now, I mean, I think that should have been the move.
Now, I'm going to say this. Again, I'm targeting Quaface because I know you listen to Hard 8. Do not listen to Hard 8 when it comes to any of these games that comes out, because he's really picky. He's extremely picky. And if you're not picky, don't.
He is picky.
Extremely picky. I'm like, it's nothing wrong with being extremely picky. I'm extremely picky with women. So I'm just saying, can't just have.
I know what kind of game of Hard 8 is. I mean, he wants that interesting, action-packed, over-the-top, big-time AAA title at all times. And I don't blame him. Mm-hmm. But I knew with Cyberpunk, I knew it wasn't going to be that way. Like he was saying like he was about to fall asleep sometime listening to the conversations. Hell, I was too. Because I'm not looking for I'm not looking. I'm not used to these type of games. Like the last game I played with this type of dialogue, honestly, was Yakuza, and Yakuza wasn't that bad, but Metal Gear was the worst. Oh my god, Metal Gear was horrible.
Wait a
But those
minute,
two games.
is Pooh
Okay,
trying to throw shade?
how you picky with women?
How you picky with women?
Hey man, it's called standards, bro. He too young. He don't understand.
Yeah, he don't understand that.
He don't understand,
It's like if it walks.
yeah.
That's his mentality.
No, but like I said, I totally understand, where Hardy's come from, because I like those type of games too. I'll sit there, I'll play Gears, I'll play, Battlefield, I'll play The Last of Us, I'll play the Order 1886. I like to play those games that's constantly moving, constantly going, and gives you a great experience. But, I took a chance when I saw this. I was like, yo, this is going to be a day one for me, and I still stand by it, because it does have those moments. It does have those moments, but the problem is it does slow down a bit, and I get a little bored with it as well. And I just wish the bugs was not there as bad as it was. Let's see. They said they'll fix the bugs and crashes. The first round of updates will be released within the next 7 days. This was on December 14th, which is my birthday. So we'll see one within this week. After the holidays, we'll continue to work. 2 large patches, one in January, another one in February. So this game may not even be up and running like everybody as a collective wanted to be played by February. By then, this game should be maybe $24.99, $29.99. This game should be a $30 game by then. I mean that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But let's see. Oh, go ahead.
I was sitting here laughing at Joy Numbers. He was like, DJ be like, nah, your big toes are 2 different sizes. I'll pass. Man, I'm serious. You got to be picky these days, and it's the same with just to bring it back to the games. That's the way you got to be with these games. You can't just like grab every single game and turn it into something.
This is a prime example. This is a prime example of you should not buy games day one. And luckily, if I'd have bought this on the PS4, which it was gifted to me on the PS4, which is cool. But if I'd have bought this game on PS4 with the same mentality I had, saying that this was a day one purchase, I would have been pissed. Luckily, once I heard about what was going on the consoles, I just went to go ahead and say, I know I got the game for free, but the person who gave me the game said it's fine. He understood. So I ended up just buying the game on PC, and I never looked back. Let's see where we at. We'll be informing you about the contents of each patch ahead of their release. They won't make the game on last gen look like it's running on a high spec PC or next gen console, but it'll be closer to that experience than it is now. So basically, they're saying the last gen version will probably be, 1080p 30 on base consoles, probably 900p 30 on the base Xbox One. I mean, and that's all you can ask for nowadays. I mean, with those consoles, you should get 10, because all the other games run 1080p 30 on the base PS4, so they should get that at least. For the Pro, I think the Pro should give you a 1080p 60 option, a 1440p 30 option like The Last of Us. The Xbox One X, they should give you a 4K 30 option because it's the more powerful console. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but by then, this is February. By February, nobody's probably going to be wanting to play this game. I'd be highly surprised.
Now,
what do you think?
I'm glad they made that clear at the end of that segment, because no shit, it's not going to be like a PC or next gen console. So, that you already were the company as a whole already in a hole when they took out the third person features and mechanics and stuff like that they previously had in games. So, with these current gen, especially the base PS4 and the Xbox Ones, they better minimize their expectations for that, whatever they're trying to fix.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I mean, like who even said 900p? I'm like, look, that's how the base Xbox One. That's how it runs. I mean,
20p is what it's probably running right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but 900p between 900 and 720p is how it runs. I mean, I think even with Tekken 7 runs at 720p. I think it's 60, maybe 30 on the base Xbox. I mean, it's abysmal. Man, it's really bad. It's like. The base Xbox One is the only thing. The good thing about the base Xbox One is playing Forza. you'll get a 60 frames per second, or and the Halo Master Chief Collection. Those two games or a pack of games, you'll get your 60 frames consistently on the base Xbox. Other than that, you have no reason to play any other game on the base Xbox. There's no reason.
I'll tell you this much. You'd be better off running, if you're going to use the base model PS4 and Xbox, you're better off getting a floor model TV to run that game with. That's how bad it is on base. You might as well get that floor model, those like 1970 floor models,
the old CRTs.
Yeah, no, SD standard definition. That'd be non-standard definition.
That's crazy. Joe Number said, being fully first person to work turned me off. So I get it. A lot of people wanted this game to be third person. That's how it was originally supposed to be. It was basically supposed to be like how The Witcher was in the same camera angle. But what happened was they just they changed it for some reason. And I think knowing what we know now, I think we know why they changed it because the game is running terrible. Like we were saying earlier, the game is bad on first person view. If this thing's on third person and you was moving around in the third person, oh my God, this game would have probably been running like at 5 frames on the base PS4. It'd have been horrible.
Let's see. I have a question to ask people in the chat for those that have Cyberpunk. How many of y'all are playing as a female?
Me.
Oh boy.
I decided to do a female because every other game I mostly play with like guys, so I decided to build a female on this one.
All right.
No complimentary sports.
I would just leave it at
900p is not Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis is 240p. Know what you're saying, DJ?
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay. Let's see.
And the thing is, it's not. I'm not throwing shade. I just know about something that you may encounter.
Okay. Xbox Series X getting that 120 on Master. Yeah, they're finally getting. Well, I ain't gonna say they are getting that. That's gonna be pretty cool. I wonder how many people try to play that online now because of that. Their fingers gonna be sliding all over the place trying to play with that 120 frames on with a controller. That's gonna be an experience. Let's see.
Yeah, their eyes are gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, they're gonna be all over the place. They're not gonna be able to keep up with a controller with that high frame rate. They're gonna have to learn how to play a game all over again.
Yeah, because when I downloaded Battlefield 4, that was the first time playing something above 60. I was like,
right. I didn't mean to take that down. Let's go to this last paragraph real quick. Yes, baby. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Here you go, baby. Thank you. You're welcome. My son stole a pillow and brought it in here. And she wanted it back. She said, finally, we always would like everyone who buys our game to be satisfied with their purchase. We would appreciate it if you would give us a chance. Well, I wouldn't if I'm on console. If you're not pleased with the game on your console and do not want to wait for updates, you can opt for a refund of our copy. Now, this is where it gets really good. For copies purchased digitally, please use the refund system of the PSN or Xbox respectively. For box versions, please first try to get a refund at the store where you bought the game. Should this not be possible, please contact us at helpmerefund@cdprojectriot.com.
Refund. That sounds like some scam.
Right. Help me refund. And we'll do our best to help you. Starting from the day, you can contact us for a week up until December 21st. All right. Let me tell you this right now. If anybody know anything about PSN or Xbox, if you buy a game, you can get a refund. Only if you have not downloaded the game. If you downloaded the game, you're done. And that's what a lot of people are trying to figure out. Like, well, hell, I had to download the game to know the bugs were in it because I played it. I've downloaded it, played it, seen the bugs. Now I want a refund, and you're telling me you can't get a refund. So Xbox, they're a little bit less restrictive on it, but it's pretty much the same thing. Box versions, if you open the game, you can go to GameStop and see how much store credit you're going to get because they're not giving you the game back. It's a brand new game. You probably bought it 3 days ago. You bought it for $59.99 plus, and you turn back around to try to get store credit. You may get $7. I mean, that's just how they roll. Like GameStop may give you $7, and that's generous.
Man.
So, and people who bought this game, they're SOL. I don't know what to tell them. I mean, what are your thoughts, DJ?
Sony's like, look, you burned us with MLB The Show, and that was on us. This is not us. So you're going to have to talk to them, and they're going to have to talk to us because our policy stands just like just like the chance of reviewing pass interference calls in the NFL now. There's no chance for Sony you're getting a refund. And then at the same time, again, I go back to the fact that if you have a base PS4 and you bought Cyberpunk, you should not get a refund. You shouldn't. This game was not meant to be played on a base console. You're asking for it.
All right, so this is going to be great. I'm glad I pulled this up. I found this on the first link. Confusion over Cyberpunk 2077 refunds as PlayStation and Xbox denies request. Update. Yeah. So update. CD Projekt Red has no special agreement in place for Sony and Microsoft for refunds.
Yo, CD
no, go ahead. What you about to say?
Like, hey, we're gonna make sure everybody get their refund. Sony and Xbox like, what?
Right, exactly.
Wait, why? When are you gonna tell us?
Right.
Some Cyberpunk
27 refunds requests are reportedly being denied, not some, but a lot, by PlayStation and Xbox, despite developer CD Projekt Red stating on Monday that unhappy customers could get their money back. Let's see. Okay, they said that's Digital Foundry said something. Reports emerged over the weekend that some players are unhappy had managed to claim PS4 refunds on the basis that the game was faulty, and they should get it back to get their money back because the game is faulty. Now, in a statement issued Monday, CD Projekt Red conceded that it should have paid more attention. You ain't paid no attention. You just said we don't care. Players improved overall experience, but also said customers not wanting to keep the game could opt for a refund, something that would help them if they were having difficulties getting. And you can't help. So these are people right here saying that they put their screenshot of their chat with the with PlayStation. And this another one. Look at this one right here. Dude said Xbox support. Why can't I get a refund on Cyberpunk? That should just say straight up request denied.
You know what's funny? Because I remember when I got my refund from Sony way back in the day for MLB The Show. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to go through like any tech or anything. I just literally just called their ass out because it was just like, look, this is what you said. It was coming out at midnight. It didn't come out at midnight.
It came out like 3 o'clock that afternoon, right?
Right. I was like, I had to go and get the game physically. Give me a refund. I had to do what I did to Shopmaster when I got that free. What was it? I forgot what game I got free from him because I came in. I was like, I'm getting this whatever game, and then I won the contest.
Hey, check this out. In PlayStation Network refund denial. Look at their email address. Do not reply at Sony.PlayStation.com.
So you don't get your refund. Don't even hit.
They're telling you do not reply. It said, thank you for a recent call to Sony Interactive. Your request or the refund a Sony Network purchase. PlayStation Network purchase have been denied. The request may be denied due to, but not limited to, unable to validate the account or the content purchase was already used. And that's the thing. A lot of people saying it's already been used because they downloaded it already.
Now, here's the thing. What about the people that changed their usernames? Not saying that they bought the game under one username and then changed the username. I'm talking about as overall. Because if you bought it under one username and Sony was already having difficulties with the whole name changes and how it's supposed to sync with current games, and I wonder if that plays a factor as well. Because they're trying to verify, okay, this game belongs to so-and-so. Are they really so-and-so?
That's a good question. Sony introduced a new PlayStation Store refund policy, which last year, which gives users 14 days to cancel PS4 digital purchases. The terms cover pre-ordered content as well as release games and DLC that players have not yet started to download or stream. That's what their policy says. Not yet started to download. If you downloaded it already.
Yeah. Or if you're streaming.
Right. Now it says, in cases where the user has started to download or stream the purchase content, Sony says they are not eligible for a refund unless the content is faulty. Unless the content is faulty. See, people should get their money back because of this. This right there. So how in the hell? I don't know.
That stream is that whole streaming is an out,
right?
For them not to give you your refund, but you streamed the game. You were streaming for 5 hours. The game wasn't that faulty. For 5 hours,
right?
Yeah, we saw you. We had one of our people in your stream.
Yeah, I bet. Xbox refund terms for digital games read: all sales of digital game products are considered final, but we understand that they may be extenuating circumstances. I think this is one of those. I would think this is one of those circumstances. When you request a refund for these products, depending on the purchase or content type in determining refund eligibility, we consider a variety of factors, time, data purchase, time since release, and use of product. And we already looked at that. Let's see. We contacted Microsoft to ask companies if they're working with CD. Oh, this is gonna be good. See if they're working with CD Projekt Red to facilitate refunds and whether exceptions to their normal refund policies being made in the case of Cyberpunk update. In a statement, Xbox suggests that its treatment of Cyberpunk 2077 request was consistent with the aforementioned terms and conditions. That means no, we're not going back in that. Yeah, update number 2. CD Projekt Red addressed the subject of refunds during a conference call, which focused on the troubled launch of 2077. Let's click that. I'm gonna see what the hell that is.
Oh boy!
Full transcript of CD Projekt Red's emergency web call covers last gen and future. Oh, this should be good. Let's see.
Just like that's the old policy. Today's policy.
Okay, here it is right here. Did it start right there? Oh no, it's right here. Firstly, could you give us some more color on the impact you had over the sales of the first 4 days since the release of last gen consoles? Definitely, we saw initially good sales, especially on PC. Sir, you said last gen console. Shut up. That was selling very well. He see how he threw that PC in there, right?
Deflection.
Huh? Yeah, he threw that PC in there real quick. Let's see. On Monday, it's far too early to give you detailed feedback. Do you think you could have released this game on last-gen consoles in the way that you wanted if you had more developers? Was it a workflow issue? In the terms of delivering the game at a certain point, it really not about the number of people. I mean, it's not like they were thrown in the last month. I don't know, an extra 200 or 100 people or something of that kind. Yo, he looking for 200 more people. Jesus Christ.
Joe, let's remind everybody. They released The Witcher 3, which was a very good game. Not as buggy as this game.
Not even close.
Not even close.
So you would think they would have been able to do the same thing. I don't know. They said they want 200 or 100 more people would actually help. So the answer is no. It's not related to the fact that we could have thrown 200, 300, or 500 more people into the battle and made things happen. You see how he switched that around like 3 times? He said it's not about the number of people. And then he said, I don't know, an extra 200 or 100 would help. Then he said the answer is no. He's all over the place.
Now, this is where they went wrong. They got 2 different people? How many people answering these questions? They got
Adam,
there's
Marcin,
like 5 people.
Micah, Peoria, yes, 5 people. It's 5 people.
They shouldn't have had that many people. They should have had one person answering all the questions. It should never be like 5, because they looking at each other like, why the fuck you say that?
Right. Because when dude said we could have used 200 more people, they're
like what?
All right, thinking forward, your digital content that you're planning to launch over the next 2 or 3 years, how do you feel about your ability to be able to release a couple of DLCs next year? See, this question right here is going to get the investors to run clean up out of the room if they say the wrong thing. He said, actually, to be honest, it's too early to judge at the moment. Please let us handle the situation and please let us make more assessments. It's still ahead of us, so we don't know yet. We are focusing on improving Cyberpunk and we'll discuss it early next year.
That's probably their best answer.
Yep, that probably is. So they're basically telling the investors, please don't leave.
What's Adam's position within the company? I would like to know because he seems like he had the best answer.
I'm gonna find out. Hold on. I will go back and find out.
Yeah, because to suggest that, like, from what's his name, Marcin, and
the other guy.
I know how to say his first name because Marcin Gortat used to play for the Washington Wizards, so I know. So Marcin talking about, let's see.
Here we go.
We are actually not encouraging gamers to return to what?
Yeah, here's the question. Let's go to the question first. Let's go to the question base. I've seen that you're offering refunds through the console platforms, also through retailers. Have you seen a flood of refunds coming in and that you're having to deal with, or most of the people who've already bought the game holding on to it, trusting you that you will make it more playable? So Marcia said, we're actually not encouraging gamers to return the game. We hope that they'll give us a chance to improve the game on origin consoles.
Hold on. Go ahead. Stop right there. That's twice that we've heard in the main apology and what Marcin just said. Give us a chance, nigga.
I think he probably wrote the main apology. He probably wrote the main apology.
He didn't. But the company didn't give gamers a chance to fully.
No. Listen, it gets better. He said, there was one fix last week, and there's another coming in 7 days. But there's an option. We gave them an option. We tell them to ask for a refund. If that's not possible, then we are also providing help with that. As of today, it's too early to say how many refunds there are because we just started it, and we sincerely hope that gamers would rather wait for the update because they are waiting so long for this game. But then again, it is our humble hope that we will assess the situation in a couple of days when we're able to see numbers.
now here's the thing. There's another part that plays a factor in why this game came out in the state that it was. I kind of look at this thing overall as a 90-10 leaning towards the company's fault in this game coming out buggy. The other 10% has to go on the gamers themselves because a lot of us tend to want games to come out now, like as soon as possible. Like once a game is announced, which was in 2012,
right?
And now the game's released 8 years later, almost Duke Nukem style release going on here. But
you look what franchise supposed to say. We out here getting the "Where's My Hug" treatment.
Yeah, but it's like we as gamers, we do want games to come out as soon as possible, but at the same time, we want companies to release quality games as soon as possible.
Right.
Buggy ass, like, and especially trying to this. Also is another case of serving too many masters. You're trying to serve the last gen crowd along with the current gen and PC crowd. No, next gen and PC crowd. You should have been just worried about the PC and next gen crowd.
They should have cut it off and just told everybody like, look, this game is not coming out for the base consoles. Maybe they could have got away with it if they just tried to build the game for the Pro and the One X. They may would have got away with it, but the way it looks like, this should have just been a next gen game.
CD Projekt Red should have flashed that Michael Jordan meme, like "fuck them kids."
All right, here's another on last gen consoles. This is gonna be another good one. On last gen consoles, do you think that you need to have more external testing? Is the process here that everything has been too in house? So they're asking, should a third party should have came in?
Here's Adam.
We have an internal Q&A department, and we are working with external companies as well. Okay, that's good to know. Maybe one thing that didn't help us is COVID-19 internal testers.
They can't use that excuse.
He straight deflected again, right?
Yeah, because here's the thing. There was no COVID in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and to the tail end of 2019, probably as early as November. Even so, don't get COVID.
So you had at least 6 or 7 years.
Right.
It said, but internal testers Working for external companies are not able to test the game from home because they have test centers, and if they're not there, they're not able to work. Okay, we hear that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but EA allows people to sign up for beta testing Q&A, and I'm actually a part of that program. So, like, if I get selected, they just send the code to me, and I just play it and get whatever. So that's available on CD Projekt Red right there. Or
on multiplayer, you surely won't rush that into that process. Given what you've seen now, should we really be thinking about 2023 at the earliest of an arrival of that? First and foremost, he's trying to get smart. He said, first and foremost,
hold up.
Right, he's trying to get smart. First and foremost, we haven't confirmed any date of that yet. As I said before, it's hard to judge now. We're in a situation which was not planned. Yeah, it was, because you planned for this game to be out fucked up. That's what you did. And we will have to reassess where we are, and that's the plan in January. Now, we are managing the situation of the single player. We are working on patches and communication, as I said from the very beginning of this call, to be focused on gamers, and then we'll look at other further plans.
Wait,
let's see.
Okay, let me go back to let's go back to that paragraph. I'm gonna give the translation of that paragraph. Who said anything about multiplayer? You didn't say something about
Micah said, not Micah, but he said, there's a question to Micah. He said, should we take it that you felt that it was very important that the game shouldn't? Oh, this is good. Shouldn't we take it that you felt that it was very important that the game shouldn't be delayed until next year, or simply that you underestimated the extent at which last gen version was not going to be the way it should be? Okay, let's translate that question. Did you want to rush the game and not delay it anyway, or you just didn't care about last gen version at all?
Or here's the other translation. Do you really think anyone cares about the last gen version? You should have just made this game for
next gen, right?
For next gen. What are your thoughts?
Well, wait. Listen to the answer. It makes more sense. Because Micah said it was more us looking at next gen and PC performance rather than current gen. Yo, at least that's probably like the second most honest answer right there. Because you could tell that we definitely did not spend enough time looking at that. So I would say that we felt that external or internal pressure, to launch on the dates or any other than normal pressure, which typically coincides to any release. That was not the cause.
Meanwhile, the other two people were answering questions, looking at him like, "The fuck."
Right, like, bro, why would you tell him that we didn't care? That baby would say,
like, you were concerned about next gen. You just told him we were concerned about next gen. I just said we were looking at Kurt.
I know you're right. Because the last couple of answers he did say they like we're looking into fixing it, and he's like, no, we weren't looking at it.
Told you one voice, one person should be answering these questions. I wonder if they were all on Zoom like the
right. Like in the certification stage, presumably Microsoft and Sony always get the games that still have bugs and decide that they're going to be okay, partly on the basis of discussion that there will be fixes. I understand that correctly, or do you feel somehow that the certification process failed to identify on just how underperformed? You know what? Let's stop right there. We can talk about CD Projekt Red all we want. We could do that. Mm-hmm. But I do have to put the blame on Sony and Microsoft a little bit, because they do have to certify these games to come out on their platform. I know they saw this game on the base PS4 and the Xbox One, the base Xbox One, and they saw this and said it was okay. And I guess they thought on the back end that CD Projekt Red was going to come out with a day one patch or so. Maybe they thought the day one patch was going to fix this, but it didn't. But still, Sony and Microsoft, they were banking on the next gen money. You could tell that they were.
Yeah, because here's the backup VF's claim. Look at Maximum Football, Axis Football. Look, particularly Axis Football. How many times did they had their games sent for certification process get sent back? like
Dozens.
multiple times in multiple years.
Yeah, 18? Not even 18. The ones before Max, because Maximum, y'all got to think about it. Maximum 18 was the first game that was certified for consoles, but they've been trying to get on consoles since the game first was released, the very first one. So they've been going, because I remember it used to be like this big announcement every year that it was going to go up for certification. We'll find out in a week. And 18 was the first game that actually got the certification. Now, this game went through the same process, but the problem was they knew that this was a big title, was a lot of hype behind it, so Sony and Microsoft let it ride.
Yeah,
so
it's like that meme with the guy who's just waving his hand and people getting through. Like he's just like simple.
Yep, with the lackadaisical security.
Right.
Like, here you go.
Yeah, but if it was like a game that's not going to make that much money, they're like the Secret Service. Like, no, you got to wear your mask. You can't be
right. They're like, oh, Axis. They're like, oh, Axis might make $100,000. Nah, you can't come in. Oh, CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk, you gonna make about 5 or 10 billion. Oh yeah, y'all can come on through. We don't care about the bugs.
Right.
You know, so the blame is kind of laid on Microsoft as well and Sony.
Yeah, that's why they hesitate to give these refunds. But like,
yep.
Because on the final process, it is their fault.
Yeah, that's true. Because they could have denied them. Are you confident that last gen machines will be able to produce an accepted version of the game? Okay, I don't want to really answer that because that's gonna be more filibustering. Gameplay from last gen consoles wasn't really shown before release. Can you explain why you decided to hold that back?
Hold up. That's the industry practice that they always show the best version of the game. That's something that we are all aware of. So we can't really fault them on that.
No. Thank you, Watch Dogs. Thank you, Watch Dogs.
Exactly.
We actually showed the console footage, but we actually never showed it on last gen consoles. That's the straight up answer. It says right there. The reason for that it was that we were updating the game on last gen consoles to the very. No, y'all wasn't. What we boy? Listen, DJ. Listen to this. They said the reason why they didn't show the last gen version because they were updating the game on last gen consoles to the very last minute, and we thought we'd make. If they were updating this game to the very last minute, I can imagine what this game looked like a month ago. On the base PS4. I can imagine what this game looked like a month ago on the base Xbox One. Oh my God. I think probably like Atari 2600. Boy, I bet that thing was horrible. Oh my God. Think about it.
We already seen the pictures. People not even like fully rendered. They're like just blocks.
Bro, I bet that thing was like PS2, PS1 graphics. But I bet that thing was
worse than Halo Infinite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
but I can imagine if this is true, like all jokes, if this is true that they were updating the game to the very last minute, I can imagine what this game looked like before they pressed the game, before they released it. Let's just say, let's be a little bit more generous. The game came out in December. What does game look like probably back in September? I bet this game looked horrible on the base PS4.
Full potato mode.
Yeah, everybody was probably walking in the Jesus Bynum stance across the streets. Oh man, people were probably standing on top of the cars when they was driving them. Man,
that's why I said the driving and the NPC AI is really simple. It's just like go forward, move right. Like for the NPCs walking, they walk. They're the only ones that actually get around you versus the cars.
But half the time, with that, you have to bump into them for them to move around sometimes. But I can imagine how bad this game was like in this summer. This game was probably like in no state. But there's a reason why they delayed it the first time. Man, I bet this game was like, oh my God.
No.
Somebody need to release that footage.
I'm looking ahead at the next question. Don't do that.
Could you give us an overview of how your teams are working right now? Are the Cyberpunk team still working on Cyberpunk? And in terms of staff allocation, does this situation push back? Yes, it should push back The Witcher 4.
God.
The Witcher 4 shouldn't even be in nobody's thought process.
No, when was Witcher 3 released? Was it 2012, 2013 release?
No, Witcher 3 was 2015 or 16. Let me look that up. I think that was 2016. WTC. Witcher 3. Wild Hunt. That game came out in 2015. 2015. You're right.
Okay,
2015.
so yeah.
No, they don't. They don't need to. They don't even need to talk about The Witcher 4 at all. No, not right now. No.
Yeah, so I wonder
Adam
how
said.
that answer.
Yeah, he said they're planning on continue to work on patches. Probably it'll take more time, but of course we are branching. Oh my God, here we go. Here we go. Of course we are branching and we are working on future project as well. Let me tell you something. Cyberpunk gonna still have problems. Cyberpunk is gonna still have serious problems. It's just gonna delay it out longer. Hey, look what Spectacular Poo put. He said The Witcher 4 is gonna be 2050. Tell you shit. The Witcher 4 might come out in 2077. Let's see. First and foremost, I have some holidays. Let's see. Could you explain how? Oh, this is a good one. Could you explain again how refunds work in relation to Microsoft and Sony storefronts? One has to understand that Microsoft is Sony for every product that is released digitally. Storefronts have refund policies. I mean, despite various articles have shown up stating that things are being changed just for us, it's actually not true. These policies are in place and always have been in place and are not open up for us, specifically for us. I mean, anybody who has purchased the title on PlayStation Network or Microsoft can ask for a refund, and if it's made within certain boundaries. Usually related to time, certain usage can ask for that refund. Our procedure is not different. Okay. They should have came up with a follow-up question saying, so why did y'all say that they could get one? That should have been a follow-up question. That's what I'm waiting to see. Are you considering giving bigger DLC for free? Whoa. The DLC should have been free from the beginning.
But that's not going to work.
It's not, but I'm just saying. DLC should have been free.
It only worked for like a No Man's Sky type of game. Yeah, I'm like, you completely lie about what's in the game. Like, at least with Cyberpunk, they didn't lie about what was in the game. They just
didn't tell you how buggy it was.
Yeah, this is a buggy ass game. With No Man's Sky, Sean Murray literally told folks, "Oh, this is in the game. This is in the game at launch in 2016, and it wasn't in there until 2017, 2018." So.
Yeah, but the thing is, CD Projekt Red, wasn't their DLC always free? Even with The Witcher 3, wasn't their DLC free? Blood and Wine was free, right?
You had the Wild Hunt though, and that eventually I think became free because that eventually Blood and Wine I think originally was paid DLC.
Okay, because I thought.
Wow, if you waited the whole thing out, because I can I can upload it and I should be able to get all of it. It's just like State of Decay 2 did that with their upgrade when they.
I mean, look on PC. I think I got the complete version on PC on Steam for Witcher 3. But yeah, I think if you got it on console, they end up putting all the DLC on disc. I do remember doing that, but I didn't know Blood and Wine was initially a paid DLC. I didn't know. But let me see. Here's my Steam account's about to pull up, but I'm gonna find out in a second. Let's see. Could you comment on the Jason Schreier report regarding staff bonuses being changed in relation to review scores? We're not making any comment to what somebody else has stated or what's going on in the studio outside. In other words, y'all still trying to get them people their money. Y'all still trying to get the bonuses. On refunds, will the market have some updates amount the volumes? We don't know yet. Actually, before Christmas, we will. Okay, all right. So that's pretty much. No, this is still more. My Steam account is still updating. Let's see. In terms of the shape of the game, price console version is not comparable to these. Could you have released the game without the last gen console version? DJ, here's your question right here.
Oh, here we go.
All right, move out the way, Steam. Get out the way. Move it.
Tell you about the sales.
I know. Could you release the game? It's in pure theory. No, go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
Okay. In pure theory, if we decided one day before the launch, then yes, we could have just released the PC version. Oh, on next gen, the answer is no. Wow. So they would have only released the PC version. Well, sucks for y'all.
Yeah, right.
So the answer is no. That's a completely different version of the game. So it's not like we could have decided at any moment recently that we're just, flipping the switch. As you may have noticed, there is no native next gen release.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they could not just. That's why they couldn't release it on next gen because there is no
There's
next
no
gen version.
this is all current gen
You're
PC.
right because it would have been. This game is basically a PlayStation 4, Xbox One game running on the PC.
So remember those answers from earlier that were kind of contradicting each other?
Right.
You go another one.
Yep. Yep. Because how could you work on the next gen version when the game is a base last gen game?
101 of PR 101. One person, one voice.
There you go. You're right.
The theme in this whole thing is that it should have been one person answering all the questions. Not it seems like 3 or 4 people answering questions. Oh, I got a driver available for GeForce. I wonder what that one is about. But
probably one for probably for Cyberpunk because I got one for AMD as well earlier today. State of Franchise Sports says the refund policy works like Debo on Friday. Recipes of Debo. You ain't getting it unless you hit him with the break. Hey man, this sucks, man. At the end of 2020, some of our heroes are still passing away. That sucks, bro. Obi-Wan says, shout out to Obi-Wan, thank you for coming through, bro. He said, basically, we ain't giving them back shit. You better ask them.
So yeah, the overall theme is that they can't keep their story straight within this one thing, because if you don't have, like, you basically in this answer right here, which I think everyone could see, there was no next gen version.
You're playing
on PS5. For those that are playing on PS5 and Xbox One Series X, you're basically playing a backwards compatible version of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's going to perform better because it hasn't been made better for you. Man.
Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Let me see, because I got this game.
Yeah, because that's just like Madden before the next gen update came out. Folks that were playing Madden 21 on PS5, they were playing the backwards compatible version until the next gen update came out.
Okay, so I got the base version. Because see, I just got Wild Hunt. I don't have the Game of the Year edition, which would have gave me all the Blood and Wine, all that. That's another $49 if I wanted to get it.
Let me pull mine up. Let's see.
Yeah, so I still have the yep, there you are right there, DJ.
Yep.
You have the game, you already own it. But no, yeah, so I can play it right now. I don't have it. Could have said in my library if I had the other ones. And if I go to my library right here, it would have said it, the DLC would have been under here.
Yep, there it is. I have the Wild Hunt beard and hairstyle set, Blood and Wine, expansion pass, Heart and Stone, and yeah, this one. The new finisher animations. I have 5 DLC in total.
Right, okay. Yeah, so I don't have them. I need to download it. So I'm going to end up playing The Witcher 3 again. Well, not again. Well, I'll say again because I did start playing it on PS4. And then my nephew, you know my nephew, he comes and visit every now and then. He took my Witcher 3 and my Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4. So I don't have neither one of those now. I mean, I don't mind because I got both of them on PC. That's what I get. But I told him he can keep the Grand Theft Auto 5, but he took the Witcher 3 as well. So like, all right, I see what you did there.
Okay, just to answer preliminary sports question about you guys streaming tonight. Nah, I'm probably gonna head. I'm actually gonna do a workout after this stream.
I may stream. I may play some more Cyberpunk 2077. If I don't play that, I'll probably play some Insurgency. But more likely to probably be Cyberpunk 2077. I'll probably play some more of that because I'm not doing anything. I'm on vacation, so I don't have to go back to work until next week. So that's what I'm basically been doing. Let's see. I guess that's enough about that. You got anything else on that? I feel sorry for the people on console. It's terrible.
I don't. At least if you have it on, again, if you have it on the base PS4 and Xbox One, sorry. You probably should have known better. But yeah, the fact that I'm glad you brought up that. I'm glad we went through this whole call and the transcript of it because there was a lot of conflicting answers. They are looking at each other like, "What the fuck did you say that for?" like, oh my God, I just said that. What the hell are you talking about? Like, they probably looking at each other. If they were all in the same room, which this obviously a Zoom call or some type. If they were in the same room, they'd be fighting each other.
Yeah, the thing
They would
is,
be
not
fighting
even
each other.
that, but not even that, DJ. The fact that they're still, they have conflicting, things about how they feel about the direction of the game. It just goes to show you that they still have problems.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're talking about this patch in January, another one in February, I would not be surprised if another story comes up that hinders the advancement of this game. So the people that are on consoles are going to continuously have problems, and that's not really cool. I mean, the people like us that have it on PC, I mean, we're good money for the most part. Even though they still have some issues, we can play the game and complete it, and for the most part, we seem like we'll be okay. But the people that are on consoles, they're going to be stuck in no man's land for probably about the next 2-3 months, and that's not cool.
Now, I'm gonna just answer a couple preliminary sports. He said, "DJ, be careful because it's supposed to snow." It's probably not. Here. It's not supposed to snow until like 11 tomorrow morning. Even so, if you see in the background, I have as my thumb goes the other way. You can give me an L for that all you want, but I have my own gym set up here in the room, so I'm working out regardless.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man. But I have a lot of games that I want to play, and I'm going to start streaming a lot more. I am stuck on Cyberpunk right now, but I did buy another game that you guys may not know about. But this is a really good game made by the same people who made Tekken and Soul Calibur. It's a game called Urban Reign. It's a PlayStation game. It's a beat 'em up game. This is a really good game. I'm gonna try to stream that every now and then. I got this on PC for $4, but I did want the original one, so I got Doom 64 as well. Oh, this is a really good game. This is a late night game I want to play when I'm playing games at late night, so I want to put that up there. And DJ, I finally got it.
Oh, there it is.
I finally got it. NHL 94. I finally got it. So I got those. Yeah. Yeah, it was a little blurry, but yeah, there you guys see it.
No, I said the one without the blood.
Oh, one without the blood? Yeah, because the one on Genesis, I wanted.
Yeah, Nintendo, they were all, because remember Mortal Kombat? Remember how they
it was the same way, right. And I was looking for the Genesis one today, but I couldn't find it, so I settled for that one. The guy gave me a deal on it. I only paid $199.
And then Nintendo's music on Mortal Kombat was more towards the arcade version of the music than Genesis. Genesis was a little bit. It was simpler, but it actually sounded better on Genesis for the Mortal Kombat. And same with the NHL. So,
So how about the first impression? Pooh, where you been at? We already did the first impressions when we first started.
I swear, if Pooh were a sniper.
No, because what happened? He probably looking at the title. He's probably looking at the title, and the title has it backwards. But the way the show flowed, we just went into the first impressions with the way it flowed. So
I'm telling you, that's why I said if Pooh was a sniper, he would have missed his first, second, and fifth opportunities to take out his target.
Right.
And he would have been like, "Oh, he's not coming out no more. I thought I was here all the time."
State of Sports. I paid $1.99, not $1.99. Hell no, not for NHL 94. I'll just play the version I got on NHL 14 for all that. I wouldn't do that. But I paid $1.99. Let's see, EA and Codemasters. Oh man, this sucks. EA bought Codemasters for $1.2 billion. If you guys don't know who Codemasters is, these guys make really good racing games. I don't want to count Project Cars 3 because I don't like that game too much, but Project Cars 1.
And part of that team was responsible for Drive Club.
Right. They were the guys. Not only that, DJ, they started out doing, matter of fact, this comes full circle because a lot of people may not know this. Well, I'll say with the Project Cars guys. The Project Cars guys was the ones that started out doing Need for Speed Shift 1 and 2. Then they wanted to make a more realistic game. EA didn't want it, so they left to make Project Cars. Project Cars ended up getting bought out by Codemasters, And Codemasters, they're the guys who make Dirt, they make Grid, they make the Dirt Rally series, they make something else. I can't remember what else they make. Codemasters do a really the F1 series. They did a phenomenal job at making racing games. I mean, really good race. I mean, these guys are up there on point with, if not probably better than the Forzas and the Gran Turismo when it comes to mechanics and the physics. They do a really good job. But EA has bought them out. So the guys that are at Project Cars who thought they was going to get away from EA from making a Need for Speed Shift series, they're back under EA again under the Codemasters umbrella. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents real quick. I think that Codemasters is in trouble. I don't think they'll be able to make the games that they used to make because Dirt 5 might be the last good game that they make. Not saying that the game's going to be bad, but it's going to be laced with so much crap you're probably not going to want to play it. Mm-hmm. And that's the main issue. Because even with EA games, outside of really NBA Live, and you can say what you feel about Madden's another one, outside of those 2 games, they make decent games. But the thing about it, they throw a bunch of microtransactions on top of them. And I feel like that's what's going to happen with their racing games. I would not be surprised if they try to put them on the Need for Speed branch and have them do some Need for Speed games. So be ready to see those games have a little bit of... I wouldn't be, you know what? I would not be surprised if you see a Need for Speed rally game, like a dirt version of Need for Speed. I would not be surprised at that. So be prepared for that. DJ, what are your thoughts about this takeover at $1.2 billion?
Yeah, because we originally were talking about this on a previous episode because Take-Two had purchased,
tried to buy them, right?
They tried to buy them for like $936 million.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely got outbid by EA, and I definitely want to take this time to pay respects to all the developers that were shut down by EA, because it seems like this is going to be the pattern. Westwood Studios, which is responsible for like Command and Conquer, New Effects, which is responsible for the NBA Street series. See, Bullfrog, Playfish. The games are probably not even really popular. I'm not even gonna mention Origin Systems. I don't know what games were those. Ultima games. If anybody was familiar with the PC games, those games were popular back then. Let's see, Phenomic Game Development. Don't know what they did there. Black Box Games. They actually did Need for Speed games in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, they're the ones that did the Need for Speed Most Wanteds and the Carbons and stuff.
Right. I really don't have to go through the rest of this list. There's like 7 more, but the sheer number, there was 14 total on this list. The next one is going to be like Victory Games, and I think they had one game that they made, and that was it. I'm trying to figure out which one. Oh, here's one. And Rex Dixon should know about this one. DreamWorks Interactive, a Medal of Honor Warfighter.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then EA Salt Lake did the early Tiger Woods series. I lied. I went through the rest of this list. Maxis Software is the big one because that's the one I think EA is still kind of making. So you have The Sims, you have SimCity, those type of games. There were other games too. And then, here's another one. Visceral Games.
God.
And we already know that guy that the creator of Dead Space, that the game he's releasing in 2022?
Right.
The something project, I forgot the name of it already, but it's supposed to be a Dead Space follow-up. And then Pandemic Studios, which did the Battlefront series. So yeah, it's a lot of studios that EA shut down, and Codemasters is looking like because you already have Need for Speed, and under the EA umbrella, it's like we need another studio that makes racing games. So this one, I think it's rest in peace.
Yeah,
Codemasters.
I don't think they're gonna last too much longer. It really sucks because I really would like to see Codemasters continue to be the good company that they are because they're an excellent racing company. I mean, I just recently bought Grid 2019. I didn't buy Dirt 5 yet, but I need to get that. But I'm still playing Dirt 4. I mean, they're a great company that put out quality games. You don't hear about this company putting out Cyberpunk 2077 style games. Their racing games are actually good, and I think EA is probably going to end up ruining it. It's really terrible, So I don't know.
I
I
wish
don't know what to happen.
I wish Sony would have just swooped in there and be like, "Look, I understand we closed Evolution Studios, but we're looking to revamp Evolution Studios. Y'all wanna? We can just purchase y'all real quick, and we can make y'all
Drive
Evolution
Club,
Studios, and boom, let's
Drive Club could have really benefited from a sequel because that was not a bad game.
yeah, they
I
just needed
mean,
better driver
yeah,
AI. That's it.
right, yeah. It really, to be honest, that's really all what the first one needed. If they could have patched in better driving, Drive Club could have been up there with the Gran Turismo or Forza easily. Because I
Mm.
mean, to this day, that game still looks phenomenal. It looks really good under the circumstances, and that was what back then, DJ. That was on a base PS4 back then,
I
and it
know, right?
still looked good,
That's
and it
that's
still
what.
looks good.
And just to circle things back, that's what makes what CD Projekt Red did with Cyberpunk inexcusable.
Right, exactly.
Oh
Let's look
man.
at some of the comments real quick. Pooh said, "Enjoy macro transaction dirt." I agree.
He also
He
said
also
enjoy
says,
EA dirt.
"Yeah, he saw that. I saw that. Right?" He said, "Don't be surprised if the devs of those games take their asses to Forza or Gran Turismo." I, I'm gonna be honest. Since they're first party companies, I mean, I guess more help is always good, but
Mhm.
they're I can see those two companies have a no hiring sign up
Mm.
because to be honest, they're not the ones that need the help. It would be great, but I can see those two companies saying like Turn 10 or what is it, Polyphony? I can't remember the names. It,
Think so.
I can see them saying thanks but no thanks. We're good because their products are great. They don't need the extra help to be honest. Um, I see Codemasters probably trying to do probably another. One thing I will like to see out of this with the Grid series and the Burnout series. If those two merge together, I think that will be really good because if you ever play Grid runs a lot like Burnout, and they have the physics when they crash a lot like Burnout. So that's one thing I would like to see, like the guys from Grid to work on a Burnout series. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Mhm.
Um, but I would not be surprised if you seen a rally version of like a dirt rally version of Need for Speed.
Hmm.
State of Franchise Sports says how Gran Turismo I haven't played in years. I still play Gran Turismo Sport. I play it on my Twitch channel. I highly recommend it. I think the game is probably no more than $10 now. If you're into simulation racing, Gran Turismo is one of the best ones you can get right now. And all of their DLC has been free since day one. So and it's a good holdover to Gran Turismo 7. So I think it'd be really good. But at the end of the day, I think I don't see bright days headed for Codemasters. I see them probably going to be in a world of hurt as far as the quality of their games.
Yeah, they are definitely riding off into the sunset because
Yeah.
you go to EA, it's like Alaskan darkness.
Right, right. Um, Outside of Cyberpunk, what else have you been playing, DJ?
Well, I've been playing 2K. Um, I've been trying to get back in the State of K2, and I had a stream that I originally had set up, and I haven't gone back to even uh, doing that for the Fridays. I keep scheduling stuff for Fridays, and usually doesn't work out because I don't feel like it. So right now, just to talk about my scheduling for my streams, seems like Wednesdays is like the best time that I'll stream, and I think I may alternate from the regular shows to stream on that day since that kind of fits within the rhythm. But State of K2 would be a game that I'm trying to work back in the rotation. Watch Dogs Legion. I've been kind of bouncing back on the PS4, playing NHL, 2K because I double dip on both of them. I've been playing Madden 20 as of late, and just getting back and trying to really look at certain things that I'm seeing in Madden 20 from my comparisons of how they've improved Madden 21, especially on next gen, and seeing that some of the comments that I've made already definitely makes sense when you talk about what they improved versus what I felt like they could have done on current gen. Especially a lot of those routes that are being ran. Yes, they're being ran better on next gen, but it's not much of a difference. All they had to do on current gen was just finish off the animations, just make them more rounded. They could draw them out a little bit. So, yeah.
Madden 20 is not a bad game. The problem with that game was the running animations. That's the only thing that made me stop playing the game. It's not that the game was bad. It's just that, Madden 21, once again, is another good game, but, it's just... I mean, my thing about sports games in general, I've been playing all these other games. I've been streaming a lot of other games and just having so much of a blast with them. I literally have like no interest in playing any sports games. I'll play like the retro ones, but like the current ones, I like had no interest in them. It's been over a month since I've played NBA 2K, and it's been about the same amount of time since I played Madden, and I don't miss it. I don't know. I want to pull this up because I know a lot of people, not too many people, probably just me and you, a couple people on PC. Y'all may not like this, but who cares? Epic Games store holiday discount starting on December 17th. They're bringing you great gifts or great discounts of 15 days of free games. This is a mystery game right here that's coming out right now. They didn't put it out here yet. And let's see, you go back to the store, you'll see it. It's a mystery game right here. If you click it, you're going to get a mystery game, and then you're going to have like 15 days of free games. So say what you want about Epic Games. They do a really good service of giving people, something to play with.
I just saw him just now. Shout out to OG. I see he's in the chat.
He said that's not good. I don't know if that we was talking about me not playing any sports titles. I'm serious. I just don't. And I will say this though. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he can say anything. I still feel that what they got going on over there at EA with the next NBA Live or whatever basketball game they call, I am definitely looking forward to that. That's like my most anticipated game outside of Gran Turismo 7. I'm really looking forward to see what Live does because I really want to see a really good bounce back from that series.
But what the thing that's killing me about the sports games is the feature sets. I'm like, with Madden 21, it was about the fact that they basically lied to everyone and said after Madden 20, oh yeah, we'll work on franchise, wink, and they didn't do that. And then with what they put into the next gen, easily could have been put into current gen. So it's just like, stop lying, motherfuckers. it's just that's the problem. And I can see where people would just get turned off. I'm like, people are already turned off to sports games as a whole because it's just like, even with 2K, there's a lot of stuff in the next gen that they could have done for current gen.
I do believe that. I'm not a technician or anything, but I just feel like the last consoles, the Pro and the Series, I don't feel like those consoles ever maxed out to their potential. I said that a couple episodes ago. I don't think they were maxed out to their potential, so we really never got to see what the Pro or the X could really do. You know what I mean? Because they came out in mid-generation, and usually like after 6-7 years, you would know what that the console can do. So we kind of left with scratching our heads like, okay, what could have been? But when you look at, the next generation, one of the reasons why I said I'm actually looking forward to what these guys are doing with the basketball realm at EA is because of I know this game is going to be built from the ground up. I know what they're doing is not something that's going to be I ain't going to say I know, but I hope that it's nothing that's being carried over from before. I want a new experience. And unfortunately, with even with the 2K series and with Madden, I don't feel like we're getting that fresh, brand new experience that I've been wanting for years. So hopefully, we will get that. That's why I said that game is like my most anticipated game because I really want to see what they do.
Now, here's a question because you talk about new experiences, wanting to experience something new. Let's look. Well, we can branch off of live. We can also use this as far as Madden. What would to you would be a new experience?
Just a whole different atmosphere. Like when the game is just it
Oh,
feel.
you and OG thinking the same exact thing.
I
Yes.
missed it. I missed it. I
He's
missed it.
like,
Hold
what
on.
does that look like to you? Yes, we are on it. We here. We here. All right. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead. And this also applies to people in the chat. What does a new experience look to you?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like to me, I just want a new experience where the game just feels like it's a different immersive experience where it doesn't feel like when you cut on the game it feels like or it looks like something that we just seen a year ago. Like when you look at Madden, you literally can look at Madden, it doesn't feel like a new experience. It feels like something I just got finished playing on the last version of the game. Like at least with I see when Live 14 came out, they tried to give you a different atmosphere to play the game in compared to Live 10. And in some cases, you look at even with Live 19, where that looked like it was something a little bit different from the game previous. But even when you look at like the 2K basketball games, it's kind of set up the same way. When you play the game, it doesn't feel like you're it. I ain't gonna say it doesn't feel like you're in the stadium because it does give you that aura, it does give you that vibe with the crowd and everything. Madden didn't give you that. You know what I'm saying? Even NBA Live did a pretty good job of doing that. And that's one thing that I always thought the NBA Live done well. Live 15 was one of my favorite games because you played a basketball game and it felt like you was at the arena, but you were playing a video game. It felt like, you were not only just playing the game, felt like you were in the game, like EA Sports is in the game. Like you really felt like you were there. And I think like when we were playing Cyberpunk, we played Cyberpunk even with the problems. We felt like we were part of Night City. We
But,
felt like we.
but
Okay.
here's the question: if you were playing it in third person, would you feel like you was in Cyber City? And the fact that it's in first person, does it make it more because you're at that level, you are that player from that viewpoint, so you
Because
can
of the
see
viewpoint,
the depth and the height of the buildings that you're walking
I think
through.
the thing with third person and first person games, and I think a lot of people will be lying if they disagree with this. I think third person do take you out of that experience as far as being in the game, but for most people who like third person games, because most people like third person games because that's how a lot of people watch television. That's how a lot of people watch movies. They see all the characters who are interacting on the game. So like with the Uncharted or the Witcher or even with the Order 1886, Resident Evil, not the current one, but like Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 4, you saw that person. So it was more like you got more immersed into the storyline and the actual action in the game compared to being first person where you feel like you were that person. So to me, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword when you say it like that, because with me, like I said, when I play Madden or when I play NBA 2K, it is in the third person view, but I'm controlling the game, but I want to feel like I'm in the arena at the same time. Like, yeah, I'm sitting in the stands or I'm the cameraman actually at the game. Some like with Madden, it don't even feel that way because the crowd don't even get into it like it should. I don't even want to talk about what else is not on the field with the refs and the chain gang. It's just those things just it kills the immersion when the crowd don't react properly or whatever. And I think this is another reason why a lot of people like the college games, because the college football and basketball games they live that. That's what they thrived upon.
See, and that's what I look at a game like NHL.
There you
I
go.
feel
That's another one.
Yeah, NHL, especially with the stadium. You definitely feel immersed the moment the game starts. It does the stadium for an indoor stadium to do this. It gives you an overall look at the stadium at some point, and they have dynamic intros. It seemed like with Madden, you get like the same type of like cartoonish intro with the highlight clips that don't make any sense. But with NHL, it's like they show you if the stadium is full of rafters. Like if you go to like Boston, where they have a lot of banners in the rafters, you'll see all that as the game, and you'll see the crowd. You see all the different people in the crowd, whether they're wearing the regular clothes, whether they're wearing apparel, whether they're like fanatics. You got security people. I think that's what 2K was taking advantage of on next gen. And then I often encourage people to do this if they have the NHL game, just to take a moment and replay and let the replay play out and just watch the crowd. You'll be able to tell what's going on because first of all, they follow not every one of them follows the action, but you can tell the ones that are paying attention to the game versus the ones that are not paying attention to the game. You can tell who the fanatics are. You can even look and see the fans that are just sitting there like, okay, there's nothing going on. I'm bored. I'm just sitting here. And then you have the mix of home and away fans.
Right.
And it just feels like, and I kind of go back to saying that with sports games, it's not necessarily, for me, it's not necessarily new experiences that I'm looking for. I just want games to take advantage of take away the missed opportunities that were there. Like I look at, crowd immersion. The one thing that EA advertised for Madden and tried to lead with Madden on this was Living Worlds. And the fact that flopped
and that's one of the things that I be talking about with it's the games. That's what we need. We need something like that. Live 10 did a pretty good job of it when you go to, you play in a playoff game, you play in the NBA Finals game. They did that very well. State of Franchise supposed to say a new experience live for customization up the yin yang. I want no two franchises to feel the same down, even to being able to revive retroactive rules. I think NBA 2K does that. I'm not sure.
Next gen, they do it with the rules at the beginning when you set up, and I feel like they could have done that for current gen. That's another missed opportunity, and it's just like I understand that these are business decisions that are being made above the developers. So, like, I look at an OG, I look at a Czar, I look at a Rex, I look at a Clint, and they're executing the plan. So when it comes to like features that are being put in these games, the decisions are already been made. They're just executing and their skills and their know-how to make these things come to life. But at the end of the day, it's just like these missed opportunities are unforced errors.
I'm gonna look at this real quick, and I'm gonna take you guys back to what I kind of mean. I'm gonna try to break it down. A game with NBA Live gameplay with the total presentation. A lot of people have been talking about Live 18 a lot lately. Intros, commentators, dance team, crowds reacting to players getting dunked on, dope halftime show, rather. A lot of people been talking about that because I haven't played much of 18. I've been playing a little more on 19. But yeah, I get what you say. Like, one thing about NBA Live, ever since they went to the ESPN package, the presentation is flawless the way they done it. And that's one thing I'm talking about. Let's go back a little bit. Think about when you played with Mario, you played with Sonic, you played with Crash Bandicoot. Say if you played with the mute from Grand Theft Auto 3, was Tommy Frasetti in Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. You played with CJ in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The list goes up and up. By the time you've played that game for maybe 20 to 45 minutes, you felt like you was that player. You felt like you were in that city. You felt like you were inside of the game. Some of these sports titles don't do that anymore. Like, I remember playing the PS2 Maddens, and I still play it today, and I need to start streaming that some more because I have a Raiders dynasty that I've been enjoying. Oh, when I play my NC State dynasty. Y'all notice when I play my NC State dynasty, I talk about those players like they're real people. I refer to them like they're real people. That's the immersion that I would like to see. Like when the recruits that I get from the NC State dynasty, I feel like they can make a positive change for the team, and I see them grow from a freshman to a senior, and then I implement, and I know this is something they don't have in the game no more, when I take that draft class and put them on Madden 08, and I watch them grow from there. There's a level of immersion there. Yeah, that's something that I don't think that will ever be replicated again. That right there is a thing of beauty that EA did back in the mid 2000s. They did a phenomenal job of that, but it's not saying it can't be done, because even with NCAA 14, you can still have that type of immersion, watch these players get better and watch them grow. Like even with with the basketball games, you do the same. I know it's a longer process because they play longer seasons, but they do have the ebbs and flows of going through a season. Players get hurt; they're not the same. Some are sitting out, stuff like that. When you get it, when you really get into it, and that's why, and they're not to put down some of our sports gamers. A lot of them play these modes that they don't get that immersion, like outside of some who like play with their my player, because they feel like, and that's another thing, the my player aspect, the guys who grind really hard and they customize their my player to be a certain way, and they feel like they are that person. Those type of things, and they're playing on the park all day. They feel like, but some of them take it as the park being like, another form of their game in life. And it doesn't feel cheesy. It doesn't feel fake. It's something that they created within the game. And I think that's something that we're missing in sports titles, where we are creating those moments. We're creating those fake humans or those video game personalities to be something. Like, who's here? I think Quaface is still here. Like, Quaface or Sweet Jones, another guy. They talk about the kick returner that I got on NC State. Like, we talk about him like he's a live person, how fast he is, because he had like a 4.1 speed. And he returned kicks like crazy. Like, those type of things are the atmosphere, the immersion, the things that you like. That even when, like, back in the day, or not back in the day, but like current, like when I had a player suspended, and I know that may not never be in the game again, but when a player was suspended, it changed the dynamic of your strategy, how you're playing with the team that you're building. Like, same thing with injuries. Like, when you have a real injury, not like these ones that they have in Madden or whatever, like when you have a real injury, how are you going to strategize continuously to make your team a championship caliber team?
Let me jump in on that part.
No, go ahead.
That's one of the ones that only really one game took advantage of, and that was 2K, and that was the wear and tear system.
There you go. Exactly.
Injury system as a whole, because it wasn't just the fact that they not only, and they expanded upon it. Up at, let's see, they flushed it out really last year, but having a history with the injuries, you already have the body, certain parts they come into that are either more likely to be injured. You're talking about season fatigue, game fatigue. Now you're thinking about player minutes. Now you're thinking about, okay, back-to-back games. I feel like with the football game, you don't really experience seasonal fatigue. You don't experience those short weeks that you have to deal with. You don't experience injuries piling up as the season goes on. I remember playing 2K15 before they really, like the first year, I think it was the first year of wear and tear was 2K15. And it was like, as the season went on, more players started getting hurt. More important players start going down. I remember having an injury affect the first round against the Raptors because I was already missing Bradley Beal. Marcin Gortat was down. John Wall goes down. That was it. Not only did I lose the series, the game that John Wall got injured, we were ahead in the third quarter. He goes out. His dynamic nature is gone.
So DJ, I got a question. I got a question with that.
Yeah,
I have a question about that. How do you think his injury defined? It was because of wear and tear.
Yes.
Okay,
Because
with that
what
being, now
what
I'm gonna ask you another question real quick. With that being said, do you think like at the end of the season, you think you should have given him less minutes?
no, I think I shouldn't have dunked with him as much as I was.
Okay, even with that being said, see the strategy that I'm talking about, and how you have to manipulate your personnel to be healthy. These type of things that nobody talks about, that these developers are programming in these games, and they're there, but nobody talks about it. And I understand, because it's not flashy, it's nothing it's not a selling point, but those are the beautiful moments that I feel that makes a sports game great, when you literally have to play GM, you have to play coach, and you have to strategize on how to win a championship, even if it's a little virtual championship on a video game. It's no different you beating a regular game, like I'm beating Cyberpunk, where I got to reserve certain this and that and the third to win the game. It's no different. So those are the type of things I'm talking about, you know? I think it's a beautiful thing that nobody talks about when it comes to sports.
It's like those games like State of K2 that deal in resource management. Like I like
there you go. Another thing, right?
Because it's just like, okay, if I play in the green zone in State of K, I could do whatever I want. That's totally arcade. But if I'm playing in the lethal zone, that's the new difficulty that came out. I literally have to prepare for an overwhelming enemy force of zombies and freaks and even human AI characters that you have to look out for. Your resources are like The Walking Dead thin. Like everything is just working against you. You literally have to survive that mode, but then you have to think ahead. You also have to think about it's just a lot of thought when you're playing those modes. Like you can't even just shoot your gun or even have guns available. They even limited the amount of quiet weapons that you can have. So now it's just like, if you come across, now you have to think about each player's traits and skills and how they're used as you venture out. Do you go out with two people or do you just go out by yourself?
The Last of Us 2, when I was playing that game, the things I had the resource to keep a handful of Molotov cocktails on me. If I wanted to keep the bottle so I could have a silencer on my pistol, those type of things. By the time I played like the first 30, 45 minutes of that game, I was already immersed. Same thing with the first Last of Us. These sports games, and this is another reason why I tell a lot of people where Madden, I don't think Madden is necessarily a bad game. It's just that all they have to do is just capture the atmosphere of being in a football stadium. Give me the refs. Give me the chain gang. Give me the cheerleaders on the sideline. I don't care if the sideline is 100% interactive. Just show me that they're alive a little bit. Give me the crowd like really say, react when I get a big hit or a big catch. The players themselves, the ratings or whatever or whatnot, they do a good job of showing, the differentiation of players. I'm okay with that. And going down the road when you have to do contract situations, somebody's hurt. Do you keep this player? Like when you want to keep this player on the team, do you want to cut him? Because like right now, in my Madden franchise on Madden 21, I don't think I'm re-signing Nelson Aguilar. He wants too much money.
And then on top of that, does
what I'm saying? Now
team chemistry, and does it affect player morale on the team?
Right. And see, now I have to deal with trying to get another receiver, or how is that going to affect my passing game if I don't, or if I'm not able to get another receiver? What if I get a receiver that's not as good as Aguilar, that's filling his position? It creates a whole different dynamic, but like I said, a lot of our fellow content creators or people who stream or people who talk about these sports titles, they don't really talk about that. And to be honest with you guys, this is why I look at Madden or I look at 2K in a different lens. And it's one of the reasons why I stopped playing, because I was playing other games. But those things are in the game. And people don't want to admit it or not. Those things are in the game where the strategy really captivates you to play the game. If I can get that with what Quaface just said right here, Arrowhead to feel like Arrowhead, I want Lambeau to feel like Lambeau. If I can get playing in the Satan Stadium in the playoffs, if I can get that on top of what I got with Madden right now, I probably wouldn't. I will probably be playing Madden, and you probably wouldn't hear a word from me because even with the bugs and problems with Madden, I got the live streams up. I get a decent game out of it. I got over 20 hours of gameplay live, unedited, uncut. These no 3-minute videos showing you some BS going on. This is like uncut, unedited live streams that I'm actually enjoying the game. All I need is the atmosphere, and you honestly got me sold. I mean that's the bottom line, honestly. You know, and I think that's something that's been. I hope OG is still here listening because I hope that's something that they nail with live. Same thing with NBA Live. If you guys are able to do this, give me some decent gameplay and give me some. Honestly, with live, what I need good player editing. I need better trade logic and real injuries. If I get those 3 games, those 3 things, I would. If that was in Live 19, I'd have been good. Because to me, it's not. I'm not. Contrary to a lot of people beliefs, I'm not very picky when it comes to the technical stuff. All I just need the logic to play out properly. If the logic plays out properly on the field or on the court, you will rarely hear me say anything. If I get a bug that somebody gets way shifted out of place, or a tackle that doesn't look right, or a ball goes through a receiver's hands and he didn't look like he dropped it, I'm gonna be mad. Because that's the type of stuff I don't want to see. I'd rather see somebody attempt to catch it and drop it compared to the ball going through their hands because the AI say, no, it's not your turn to catch the ball. I don't think that's much to ask. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. But I didn't even go. Go ahead.
It kind of was a topic that we originally were going to talk about. So we actually did hit that topic.
Yeah, because I changed it at the end, right? We sure did. Because it was supposed to be the foundation of sports gaming. Yeah, something like that.
There it is.
But we ended up touching it. We did. But shout out to that. I didn't get to what the games I'm playing. Obviously, I'm playing Cyberpunk. I'm not going to count Battlefield because it's my first time playing it in a few weeks.
Antonio, we're not completely sure, but I'm like, due to recent hires over at EA, we can kind of put 2 and 2 together. So it's still up in the air.
I will say this, Antonio Wilson. I will say this. We don't know 100% certain, but one of the guys who work at EA and has been a well-known prominent figure in developing games is in the chat. I don't think he has the liberty to say, but we know that he's a prominent basketball guy, and he moved over to EA a few months ago. So,
yeah,
put 2 and 2 together.
Right.
State of Franchise Sports said, yeah, we need logic to be gravy with the room for nuances, great for terrible play. Exactly. Another case in point, Quaface could tell you right here. I wish King David was here because he's another one. I had a tight end on my NC State dynasty that could not catch he couldn't catch a cold if it was injected into him. He couldn't catch COVID if he was around everybody. He was that bad. He could not catch. He was horrible. And I had to end up moving him to fullback because he had the size. He was like 6'4", 250. He was perfect size for a tight end, but he could not catch. That is a problem. I had a couple of defensive linemen that could not get to the couldn't get to the quarterback. I had a quarterback that could not throw that well. Those things from back in the day. I'm not saying we need them now because I think we do have them to an extent, but back then it was you could easily see it back then. Oh my God, what was his name? Jackson? Oh my God, he could not catch worth a damn. Man, where's oh man, where's King David when you need him? I mean, that guy was horrible. But yeah, we need that. We definitely need that. It just goes back to the immersion. You need to be careful who you pick up on your team. Maybe that person will make your morale goes down. Maybe that him bring other players down with him. Maybe he's just not that good. But due to the fact you don't have the salary, you may have to deal with them for a season. I mean, stuff like that'll make people quit, DJ. Stuff like that will make people redo their franchise because they got to deal with a bad player. That they may have to deal with a bad right tackle. They may have to deal with a bad tight end, and they don't have the salary cap, or they will go upside down in their salary if they release them. So what they'll do, they'll reset the game and excuse me, they'll reset the game and do their dynasty over, probably with a different team, because people are. A lot of gamers are afraid to lose. They are afraid to work on being better. And I think I think that's a problem with a lot of people that are playing some of these sports titles. Like, some of them are afraid to lose.
One thing that I also notice is that a lot of people, they want to deal with just the results, not the build up. I think you were pretty much saying that. They like, what is it? Like the whole argument of Tyreek Hill not always being at top speed. I'm like, no, he has to get to that point. There's a process and how you get to a top speed. He just doesn't instantly hit top speed. That's not how. And especially when you're running routes, firsthand as a receiver, not all your routes are going to be ran full speed out the gate. It depends on the route. It depends on the situation. And then each individual player has a sense of urgency when they start to put it in another gear. And that's if they're able to get to a second or third
gear. Yeah.
So people want to deal with players who are automatically fast from the jump. They don't want to deal with quarterbacks.
But you know what? You know what games that do that?
Oh, what's that?
The games that do that to be fast out the jump, arcade blitz style games.
Right.
They're the ones that do that.
Like the people that cried about the QB vision, they don't want to have to deal with the fact that their quarterback has a low awareness, and you have to actually think ahead and pre-plan your throws. Versus quarterbacks that already have. So now you're in a situation where the QB now, there's no continuity with the QB vision being gone. With the QB, the announcers will talk about it. Oh, the QB was able to hold the safety. I'm talking about in the game. They'll literally say, oh, he was able to hold the safety with the look of his eyes. Well, you don't control the look of his eyes because it's all automated. And then when you throw it, you can throw it to anybody. You can use precision passing on everybody, even though you have a quarterback. Like I would say Lamar, I'm going to use Lamar Jackson. He's a good passer, but his vision cone would be narrower. Yes, would be like that compared to like a Tom Brady.
That's Kurt Warner right there.
Right. So it's just like you have that. It's like players were crying about it. And we ain't talking about current day players. We're talking about players at the time these games were being released. That man was being released. Players were crying because they had to actually work to find the open receiver. And if their favorite team wasn't the Indianapolis Colts or the New England Patriots, I think there were a couple other quarterbacks. I think
back then. Yeah. I think back then it was Favre, Brady, Brady, Manning, and I think McNabb was another one that had it. It was pretty wide too.
Right, because I had Jason Campbell. His thing was narrower than Michael Vick's.
And that's Michael Vick's right there.
Right. So I literally and the thing is, EA at the time actually was dealing with quality. They actually had a snap feature once you were in. So you could snap to, so that alleviated the whole, I gotta move the right analog. That's where most of the folks were complaining about. They were like, I gotta move this. No, you don't. If you know how to play the game, you know the controls. You would have been thinking ahead about the throws that you can make, and two, the snap feature makes it easier. And they actually demonstrated this feature, and people just weren't using it because they were just used to throwing it anywhere. They don't want to deal with the processes anymore.
All right. I got a question real quick. I know we've been talking about this. I think I'm gonna do this because I played it a few times. I want to bring back the series of the NC State and the Raiders on my Madden 08 and NCAA 08. I'm gonna start streaming those again on Twitch because I see a handful of people here really want to see it, and I mean they got memories of it. They want to see the struggle. Like State of Friends said, man, the struggle is where it's at. Complimentary Sports. I enjoyed the voyage of building a franchise. I know already. Joe Numbers. He already plays the old school Maddens as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring those back. I just need to set up a day for them. So it's probably gonna be Cyberpunk, the Sunday retro streams, and I'm gonna play those two games as well on the streams as well because I know a lot of people been asking already. So it's crazy. Complimentary Sports. I'm gonna tell you something about that. He said at Madden 19, when the passing icon darkens, the receiver is open. Do you know that was a feature in Madden 13, but it was the opposite. Madden 13, it was dark and it would light up when they're open. Now I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna go further back. Did you know that was a feature in NFL Fever 04 when the icon was dark and it would lighten up when they're open? I bet nobody didn't know that about Fever 04. That was a feature from a long time ago.
And see, and the thing about it in Madden, they made it based on the receiver, not necessarily the quarterback.
Right.
That's the part that I feel is backwards. You should be able to deliver the ball at any point in time because if they were darkened, you couldn't even deliver the pass.
You couldn't throw the ball. Or even if you and even if you did, it'd be damn near automatically incomplete because they wouldn't be knowing to catch it.
Right, and that's where I feel like okay, you can have the wide receiver awareness. Like let's say if there was a blitz, even though they had a streak route and they wouldn't be ready, but like 5-7 yards down the field before their icon lights up, if they had a high awareness, their icon would light up right away because they read the blitz too. And this is what I'm talking about continuity. You see the blitz, do your receivers do the blitz? I see they do the pre-play on Next Gen where they're pointing out stuff. I was like, well, is them pointing out stuff making sense with the route that they may choose to do? So yeah, or be ready for it within their route. I'm like, in real life, I've read blitzes and just occupied the space where they left.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Hold on, I want to make sure I'm right before I don't want to be counted as wrong because I think I'm right on this. Let me see.
I mean, even if you are wrong, it's understandable. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was, but I think I'm right because I remember that. I think that was a NFL Fever 04.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, all these players do have vision cones. That's one thing I've always stated. Their awareness. That's why you had the tackle cone that everybody was like making fun of. But I was like, that's another form of the vision cone. I mean, I'm like, you look at it. Oh no, you playing Cyberpunk. When you come across enemy AI, what do you see on the map? A vision cone.
Yeah, you do. You see it where they can see you. Where they can see you. You're right.
AI in programming altogether. I'm not really deep in the program, but when you see a vision cone, you try to avoid their vision, and you have an idea how they really do go into it on a couple of channels on YouTube. I had to find those channels again.
Right. Hold on, give me a second. I'm looking at the manual right now. I want to make sure if I'm right. I'm almost certain that was a feature on the Fever 04. If not, I know I'm gonna have to look it up when I play the game because it may not be in the manual. But I'm almost certain like if you run a play and it will not, you will see it darken, but when it open, it will lighten up. The receiver icon will lighten up.
Okay, Antonio has a question. He says, "Do you know what restructuring means, VF or DJ?"
As far as what? I mean, restructuring could mean.
Well, let's just look at it just as is. Basically, restructuring is when you have something in place, but you're making changes to make it either fit something different than it already that's already in existence. Like if we're looking at player contracts, if they're getting paid $10 million over a course of 5 years, you're redoing their contract to make it look different to fit maybe within a budget, or you're just taking a part of a building and you're changing it around. Like if you was in construction, you're just configuring a room to have it maybe flow differently, there is a whole different means. But restructuring just means just changing around so it maybe be different, be better, whatever your goal is in mind. It's just changing around stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much I'm pretty much with you on that. That sounds you said it's pretty much the same thing I would say. But yeah, I'm gonna look that up again because I'm almost certain that was the case. I think it's in the what you call it, the training camp where you go and do it, and it'll tell you that's what it is. Mm. I don't have anything else. You got anything?
I
Because
really don't.
we pretty much we pretty much covered so much.
Yeah, I'm like, I would like to shout out everybody.
Oh, there it is right there.
Oh, you found it?
It's in the game database. Oh, hold
Wow.
on. Let me see. Format, receiver B, target passing. It says QB mode, run mode, the button. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find it again. It was right where I was. You go ahead and do your outro if you want to, because I'm going to get to this in a second.
Okay, so I don't even know what episode number. I think I'm on episode 11 for what the fuck just happened. Obviously I don't have the topics right now. I don't even have any ideas. My sleeping schedule's been way off this week. I was about to bring up. I will say this. I did start a new channel in the Discord, the movie channel. So the folks that are already part of Discord, first of all, if you ain't part of Discord, what you doing? Come to the Discord.
Yeah, you need to do that. Let me put that up right now. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, join the Discord.
There it is right there. Link in the description. Y'all need to come on and check that out.
We have plenty of channels that we can discuss sports, music, weird news. We have general section, but I started a movie section, and it's not really strictly movies. You can talk about television shows, actors, actresses, but that was one thing I brought up because I just went through the Bourne series, and you want to talk about being immersed in a movie. As far as like these video games, the action sequences in the Bourne series is what should be mostly in these games. Like Uncharted actually fits this. And for one moment, I was actually thinking the Bourne series actually did Hitman better than Hitman, as far as the movie was concerned, because they were like, you had people just going in and out, disguising themselves, grabbing key cards, like quick. All this was happening. That was something that kept me immersed. But yeah, join the Discord. Episode 11 will stream tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. You can follow me at EVO325. And I'll probably have some topics by then. I know last week for episode 10, it was mostly sci-fi films. I talked about Star Wars, Star Trek, just basically like how my foundation in sci-fi. So, how like today we talked about foundations in video game and sports gaming and stuff like that. Here at First and Framerates, talked about my foundations in sci-fi in episode 10. So, and that will also be imported to YouTube. I'll do that sometime this week. But yeah, it was fun tonight. I know we were missing Bills. So
yeah, Bill said he had to take the day off. So we understand. We always have our moments.
Right. So other than that, you can follow me on Twitter, DJ81, and that's all I got.
All right, yeah, man. Like I said, I'm gonna try to bring that back. The NCAA 08 and the Madden 08. I think I need to go ahead and bring that back because I know a lot of people have been wanting to see it. A couple of guys already asked me, should I bring it back or not? And I've been kind of like on the fence with it, but I think I need to go ahead and do that because a lot of people, want to see it, and I enjoy playing it. I do a lot, so that's something that I need to do. Other than that, you can follow me on Twitch which is VF Baller. The link is also down in the description, not only for mine, but for DJ as well. You can go to Twitch and find us there. Give us a follow because we are over there just playing these games and not just talking about them. And we try to do our best to have fun while playing them. We do the best we can. So we really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, you can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play. And let's see, you can also on Spotify as well. Also, you can not find out, but if you want to check out any merch we got, you can go to the Teespring link. Check that out. I did a couple of tweaks to the pricing, so you can go there and check that out and see if you like anything over there. And it always helps if you support the channel. And also, we have a Patreon as well. Support the Patreon. That also always help as well. So give me about 2 seconds. I'm going to find this thing because it's. I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to I'm determined because I know I'm right. I'm going to share the screen. What to say right here in the database right here? QB run mode. The button icon over the receiver's head will flash when he is open. You do see that, right? There it is. But when I go into the database and try to find it, I can't find it on none of these pages. And that's what I was like, yo, so let me see. It got to be page 17. I'm going to go to page 17. 1917. Because I know it was, because this is the first time I see it's not on here.
But that is adjusting pass height.
Yeah, that's a part of FIFA 04 as well. But I know it was there. I don't want to think anybody that I was tripping, because if you look back here, once again, it says it. When the guy's open, the button to flash. So when you said in Madden 19, like you said, complimentary, you said Madden 19, the passing icon darkens when receiver is open. That's been a feature way back then. But I just can't find it in the database. But when you hit it, it tells you right here that it's there, but I don't know where on here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything, and just we'll call it a night, I guess. Let's see, hot routes, one button passing.
Yeah, and for those that are in this path of this nor'easter, be safe tomorrow whenever it starts. So
yeah, definitely.
Be interesting tomorrow.
Cause see, I'm from the South. I don't know anything about that. So
yeah. Because Atlanta got hit with that ice storm,
and we didn't know what to do down here, bro. Let me tell you a quick story before I go. I was stuck at my job for 19 hours because I was in North Atlanta spot in Sandy Springs near Buckhead, and I was working for a security firm for Cox Communications, and that snowstorm hit. I remember I got to work at oh goodness, what time I got? Because it was an overnight. I had to work overnight that night, and no, I didn't have to work overnight. I only had to work the 2. I had to work the 2 to 10, 2 to 11, or 2 to 10. So I got there at 2, and when I got there, they were telling everybody to go home because the snowstorm was supposed to be bad, and I was stuck there. I was like, oh, it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be able to go home late on the night. So luckily, I didn't drive at the time. I took the train home. The trains got locked down. I ended up staying there from 2 o'clock to probably about 12 o'clock the next afternoon. I had to stay there all night and everything. They gave us beds and they gave us food. They made food for us. They did a good job, but it was horrible because it was not just me. You had people who were like the staff that does the kitchen work, people who were like working there doing IT work, people working for Cox Communications as far as the cable side and all this stuff. It was a mess, and it was like we had about 1,000 people staying there overnight. It was crazy. Well, I learned from that day, and I said, yeah, when I hear snow, I'm not going to work ever again. So
one more thing before we go. I just sent something in the DMs on Twitter. You may want to share the screen because this is kind of crazy.
All right, let me see.
Because I saw
I'm not doing that, man.
Somebody trending.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
No, post it. Share it.
Nah, man.
No, it's funny. They'll like it.
What are we doing? What are we doing here? It doesn't look like James Harden went on that Eddie Lacy diet this offseason. Whew.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
exactly, Mr. Ham. They called it Snowmageddon. They really did. People on the side, I mean, people had to sit in their cars for like hours on 285. It was horrible. But I ended up making
Man,
it home.
if
But
this is
yeah, James Harden looked like he didn't gain some weight. Well, he looked like he had the whole Thanksgiving dinner, to be honest. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I honestly think the photo may have been doctored a little bit, but if he trying to find his way out of Houston, I don't think eating your way out is gonna is gonna work.
Oh, that's crazy. But no, I like my man's his icon
Oh
though.
yeah, the
The
spreader from
spread gun. I
yeah
might have
from
to do
Contra.
I might have to do a stream of Contra one day.
Mm.
I can beat the game. I don't know if I can beat it without the 30 lives, but I can beat it. Hey, listen.
You know you can get extra lives as you're playing,
I
so it
can,
just
man. I can. That's what I'm saying. I think I can do it because even with the 30 lives, I don't die that many
I want
times.
to beat that game without losing a life.
I never
So
tried. I will say that. I never tried. So,
and I did this when I was at the time it came out. So
so I should be able to do it.
that's my
I'm not gonna.
bond. That's my black bond tales for tonight. That I want to beat Contra without losing a life when I
Now
was
see,
like,
yeah, now see, I'm not gonna say I can't do it. I'll say I never tried it. I will say that because every time I played, I was just fascinated with putting 30 codes in.
oh, the Magic City wings.
All right, yeah, he probably had something. You never know. All right, we're gonna
Probably
be
got
out of here,
COVID.
man. Y'all be
Side
good.
of COVID.
Yeah, I know, right? Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Y'all wear a mask if y'all need to, man. I mean, don't be around people, but still wear them if they tell you to.
Cavalry is on its way. That vaccine is a year still.
Hey, you see
Before
that,
it gets
right?
to
You see what I'm
regulatory.
circling right there, right? That vaccine from Moderna clearing the way for emergency use. Hey, I got stock in that, man. So I'm about to get rich.
Yeah, but that's funny that Pfizer got clearance first.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that happened, right? Because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Moderna was in the lead.
Yeah, because Trump. I think they had to do it because Trump is probably invested in it too, and
No
that's kind
telling.
of
I wouldn't be
conflict
surprised.
of interest. That yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, y'all, we out. Y'all guys be good. See you guys on Thursday, episode 199, one away from 200. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace out. Party.